Oh, wow. Miss Jan, first one in the room. Hey. Hey. Good to see you, Miss Jan. Good to see you, Jack. Welcome. Try to stay in the shade here. Let me try to. Got about less than that, about 20 minutes to kill, 25 minutes to kill. So let's have a bit of a chat and kill 25 minutes really quick. Welcome. 2 of the 4 of you have commented. Lotus Flow, welcome. I'm right here in front of the Tweed Courthouse. Now, Tweed Courthouse is really funny. Good to see you, Susie May, up there in Vermont. So this building right here behind me, the Tweed Courthouse. Bob Rizzo, hello. This Tweed Courthouse here has one of my favorite stories to ever tell here in New York City. Good to see you, Matt. Good to see you, Cecilia. Welcome. Happy Saturday. If you're here in New York, it is freaking amazing out here. It's one of those days where you just feel alive when you're out here. You feel the energy of the city. But fun fact, it took 14 years to build the Brooklyn Bridge. It took 17 years to build this little courthouse right here. Boss Tweed, one of the most corrupt politicians in New York City history, he gets all his friends involved with the building of this courthouse here. Eventually, he will be jailed because of this courthouse. Great weather indeed. I've been binge watching Black Mirror. Awesome. So, what's funny is when Boss Tweed got his friends to build this building here, he got all his friends in on the job, so he fixed the prices. So if a window was $100, no, it cost $300. If a chair was $60, no, it cost $300. I mean, it was crazy. My favorite statistic is when they were building the exterior of this building, they paid a stonemason $300, and this is, by the way, this is in 1860s money. They paid a stonemason $373,000 for 10 days of work. How amazing is that? So, this is what happened. The New York Times found out what was going on. I don't know. The New York Times found out what was going on here at the Tweed Courthouse. And what they did was, for an entire month, they added a bright orange piece of paper to the daily newspaper. And it was like a price list of everything that all the items cost and what the city ended up paying for it. And basically, that was Boss Tweed's last stand. He was convicted of fraud, even capital murder, actually. Yep, Boss Tweed, William Marcy Tweed. Because of Boss Tweed, we have bad wire in the 4 main cables on the Brooklyn Bridge. When the New York and Brooklyn Bridge Company was formed, they did not give the wire, the original wire contract, steel wire contract, to the Roebling and Son Company, because it was seen as a bit of a conflict of interest, which to a certain extent it was. But remember that Roebling cable was some of the best cable ever produced. So because of Boss Tweed and a couple other politicians, because of Boss Tweed, they chose the wire company of J. Loy Haig out in Red Hook, Brooklyn. And what he did was he kept on submitting and resubmitting the same good bundle of wire, while bad spools of wire made their way over to the Brooklyn Bridge. $500 toilet seat, I wouldn't be surprised. So what happened was, when Washington Roebling, the chief architect and engineer of the bridge at the time, when he finds out that there's bad wire in the bridge, oh my God. It's as brittle as glass, the most dangerous material to use. And the worst part about it, it's all worked into the cables. There's no way of taking it out. So at J. Loy Haig's expense, they added, I think 100 more cables, 100 more little strands of cable to the main cables. And then the suspender cables of the bridge were given to John Roebling and Sons. And what's amazing about that is that about 90% of the suspender cables are original from 1883. But Boss Tweed, today the Tweed Courthouse is the administration offices for the New York City Board of Education, right? Is it called the Board of Education still? Or Department of Education? I think we might have got rid of the board. Good for you, Don. Welcome. So, yeah, it's a nice day in New York. The weather's perfect. It's really cool. The bridge is completely crazy. Nobody's paying attention. Everyone's climbing it. And don't climb the bridge, folks. Whoever said bridges are boring, right, Osvaldo? Osvaldo, I told you the story of when they of Mr. Barnum. Have I told the story of Mr. Barnum and the Brooklyn Bridge? Nice in the Minneapolis also. Okay, Minneapolis. Good to see you, Wilbs. Driving a Northern Line. I gotta start driving some more trains. I got a UK train I could drive on the game. 90s. Are you in Florida, Miss Jan? Well, the Brooklyn Bridge is complete maddening right now. I mean, people doing some real stupid crap on the bridge today. Yeah, people graffitiing the bridge left and right, but a lot of people climbing the bridge because there's so many people in the paths. Yeah, I know you got to see that. Why do people climb the bridge? To take pictures, and they also tag the bridge to take pictures. Ooh, Tennessee Georgia line, awesome. Yes, don't put padlocks on the bridge because we clip off the padlocks now like once a month. So don't put padlocks on the bridge. And if a police officer sees you putting a padlock on the bridge, or any kind of lock, or even headphones on the bridge, that's $100 fine, non-negotiable. You just get it. So if a cop sees you do that, and I have begged tourists. They're never on my tours, but people who I've seen other people who are on the bridge, and I'll be stopped on the bridge with my own tour, and they'll start applying stuff to the bridge, and I always tell them, don't do that because you don't know who's watching. The best was there was this guy who had to climb the cables to. I had to tell this. So this guy was climbing the bridge, right? And they're like these boxes that prevent people from climbing the main cables. And I begged him. I said, don't climb that because that's $1,000 fine or $1,500 fine. And what happened was he told me to go fuck myself. And he promptly, when he got down, got a $1,500 ticket. And the cop told him, you're lucky I'm not arresting you right now. Is there a parade on, or what's going on? Dawn, it's every day, Dawn. It's every day. How about the idiots? Oh, God, right? The idiots who carved their names on the rhinoceros in France? That's pretty bad. Yeah, just act Yeah, exactly. Just act respectful if possible, and don't travel if you're a rude piece of shit. Stay home. Bienvenue, Naboul, bienvenue. See, Miss Jan, the problem is that people are encouraging their children to tag the bridge, just like to put their name on there. Like, that's not cool. I don't go to your country and tag bridges. I don't do that. But yeah, let me. Yeah, the rhinoceroses. The rhinoceroses. Everyone wants to put their name on something. Just start a YouTube channel and your name could live on in infamy. It's a funny spot. I'm in a very highly trafficked area. No, Jack, never. Actually, I got a what was it? A van tour. I got in huge trouble today because what happened was there was this van tour that was blocking the bike lane, and I very calmly told the guy, like, don't block the bike lane with your van, and more importantly, don't offload your guests into the bike lane. So that's what happened. He just offloaded his people, and the cop was like right there in front of me. He thought the cop was going to do nothing, and the cop's like, you got to keep moving along. I don't care. A little argument happened, and the van driver ended up getting a ticket. Ride to Cyclone. Absolutely, Osvaldo. Absolutely. But it was funny. He got a ticket, and he was made to move on. Don't park in the bike lane. Don't park in the bike lane. They're actually doing really good enforcement on the Brooklyn side right now. Like, there's nobody, there's no standing zones and everything. I could, like, park my bikes for 5 minutes, take my pictures, and then go. So let's see how it is at 4 o'clock when I go out there. But, yeah, I'm just off of Broadway here. Literally just off of Broadway. Tweed Courthouse to one side. City Hall to my other side. Yeah, I know. It's Susie May. All the guy could have done was just drive at, like, first of all, kept his people together, because what he was doing was offloading like 15 people into the bike lane. Well, Dawn, remember that riding a bike in the bike lane is not against the law. And sometimes when you see a cyclist not utilizing the bike lane, that's probably because there's maybe a large pothole, there's glass in the bike lane, something that forces us to leave the bike lane. Because I could tell you that the majority of cyclists don't want to leave the bike lane. With big cities, everyone needs to... Yeah, absolutely, Wilbs. Absolutely. That's why Japan gets along so well. That's why Japan gets along so well. You plan to visit in the winter. You're not fond of huge crowds. Good Broadway deals, all shows. Yes. Well, remember that if you come here during Christmas time, it gets very crowded. Again, sometimes you cannot stay in the bike lane, but whatever. Remember the delay between me seeing your comments and me responding back. It's about 12 seconds. 10 more minutes, then I gotta go back. 10 more minutes. February is when it's dead. That's a great time to come out here. That is a great time. That is a great time to be out here. February and March, oddly enough, are great months to come out here because basically, everything's still going on. Like Broadway shows are still going on and stuff like that. I know. This camera is not food. No lines. It's cold. It's cold, but go to Central Park after a snowstorm, and it's probably one of the most beautiful things you will ever see in your entire life. Have a great day, Wilbs. I gotta get going in a little bit. I gotta get going. Maybe later on today if I have the energy. If I don't have a tour, I'm gonna go straight down to Battery Park and I wanna see if those ticket sellers are still around. We'll harass them on a live stream. Yeah, snow. What is snow? Squirrels have personalities. Yes, they do. They're really good at remembering stuff. So, like, let's say you have an apartment and somebody has like a bird feeder. Well, this same couple of squirrels will come back to that bird feeder all the time. Like, they know. I will, Jack. Thank you so much. The squirrels, the pigeons, all the animals. All the animals in the forest. Is the pigeon lady still in Home Alone? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, you are in New York in February, right? Nibble, it's nice in February, except for Coney Island being closed. Yeah, little Jack Daniels will warm you up if that's your thing. A little Jack Daniels. They'll warm up anyone's heart. A little Jack Daniels there, right? A little Jackie D. You got a state fair going on over there. Awesome. Oh, hello. Do you want to be on the live stream? Well, look at this. Oh, don't fly away. It's a cool shot, bird. It's a cool shot. Now, okay, there you go. That was kind of cool. Yes, Jack Daniels, Lynchburg, Tennessee. I actually wanted to go out there for a time, but I never made it out there. All right, let's walk around a little bit. And then I gotta go to work. Guy Heyman. Driving the roads of America. Osvaldo, come to think of it, I haven't had Jack Daniels probably since I was in my college days. Like, think early 20s. What was that called? The Gentleman Jack? What was that designer Jack Daniels? I'm not vaping. That's somebody's... we don't have the best air quality here in New York sometimes. Wow, Joey Brooklyn's in the house. Good to see you, Joey. Everyone follow Joey Brooklyn. Let's get him to 10,000 subscribers. Good to see you there. Single barrel. That's the good one. Oh, you're vaping, Dawn. All right, enjoy the vape, Dawn. All right. Let me look completely crazy. If not talking to you guys on a selfie stick here isn't crazy looking enough. It's Broadway. Good to see you, Joey. Isn't it great outside, Joey? It's a beautiful day out here today. Absolutely gorgeous. As a group of tourists completely laughs in my face. I hate doing the 4 o'clock tour. You guys know this. I hate doing the 4 o'clock tour. This is when it's like nuts. This is when it's really nuts. At least it's a Saturday. So you see, traffic is not that bad right now. It's cooler. I mean, when I got outside today, I was like, holy crap, it's not hot. I got to get out there and visit your family. Yeah, come on out. Oh my God, I had some flux capacitor last night. I did want to buy some more cans, but they already sold out of the cans already. So, but they still have it on tap. If you're here in the New York tri-state area, come on out to the Coney Island Brewery. They should still have it until tomorrow. And then after that, it's such a good beer. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like a double IPA, 8.8% alcohol. And there's very little aftertaste. It's a real smooth, it's evil. It's a real smooth drinking beer. You could bang out a couple of those really easy. I told him, I said, that's one of your best IPAs you have ever made, was that flux capacitor beer. Absolutely amazing beer. Good afternoon, Elvis. LSD? I'm not talking about LSD. I'll see you later, Joey. Drive safe, man. Let's go into the other side of City Hall Park. And when I turn, there's the Woolworth building right there. That was the tallest building in the world in 1913. Yeah, be safe driving out there. Everyone's driving like a maniac today. Everyone's driving like a maniac today. People running red lights and all that good stuff. Backing into my group after they have parked in the box. Isn't she a beauty? I mean, if you need, besides the Empire State Building, if you need like a picture to describe what a skyscraper is, okay, Dawn. Dawn's just having her own conversation. Robinson Lopez, bon noite Brazil, or bon tarde Brazil. Good to see you, Robinson. Oh, you're in El Paso, Texas? Whenever I think of El Paso, Texas, I think of the Pee Wee Herman movie, and he's on the payphone, and he yells out, "The stars at night are big and bright," and everyone stops. Deep in the heart of Texas. All right, let me see if this is the scary part. I know you're like, I don't know where you're at. You're just throwing out stuff, and I'm like, okay. I try to keep up, Dawn. I really do, but I don't know what you're. Remember that there's a delay. There's a delay between me seeing your comments and me responding to them. Robinson Lopez with the super chat. Thank you so much. Talking about different beers. Okay. Yeah, but you just said LSD, and I don't know what you're. I don't know where you're going. I don't know where you're going. All right, let's see. Do I have people on my 4 o'clock here? Do I have people on my 4 o'clock? This is the scary part. So I really don't want to go out and do this I hate doing the 4 o'clock tour. Oh, yeah, okay, you'll send a pic, okay. Of the LSD beer? Okay, awesome. Now, we had a flux capacitor beer here in Coney Island. It was a Back to the Future inspired double IPA. We barely have any bikes. Wow, we really rented a lot of bikes today. And we have Fly Nions doing their helicopter tours. We tell the people not to ride the bikes on the sidewalk, and these people are barreling down on the sidewalk. Oh, I wish we need more signage to tell people don't ride the bikes on the sidewalk. They totally freaked out somebody just now. Oh, it is. Lots of beers are great, yeah. If you have a good brewery, you go to that brewery and you enjoy. I always tell people, if you're a beer fan, if you like drinking beer, if you're a fan of beer, always support your local breweries and go to all of them if you can. Minneapolis has some good breweries. Minneapolis area has some fantastic breweries. But he likes his IPAs. I like my IPAs too. That Flux Capacitor IPA was amazing though. That Back to the Future beer. This is Park Row, and this is where all the newspapers used to be, right here. This is the Potter Building. This dates back to 1882. That's where my office is. So now you can stalk me out. You're more than welcome to. You love beer too, Miss Jan? When you ride a bike over the Brooklyn Bridge all the times I do, you gotta like some kind of alcoholic beverage. I mean, to cool out. Yeah, fake news. Yes. You know, here's the deal, folks. Like Ben Shapiro always likes to say, facts don't care about your feelings. And for people who always use that whole term, fake news, guess what? You're not gonna like all the news you're gonna hear. When news doesn't play into the narrative that you believe or that somebody made you believe, it's not fake news. Good to see you there, Boozy Burger Bell. Facts don't care about your feelings. That was probably Fly Nyan, because Fly Nyan is only one of 2 helicopter companies that have a license to fly over the city. They don't stay over the rivers. Yeah, Ben Shapiro, miserable human being. He thinks talking fast makes him smart. Anyway, when I notice people who use the term fake news, it's always because the news that is being told doesn't fit the narrative that they believe. It may ruin some kind of stereotype in the back of their head about a certain type of people or an event, or like here in New York, in the case of cyclists, it's we're the ones causing all the traffic, which is kind of funny because it's cars cause all the traffic. And back to bike lanes. We have on the side of the street, but some ride in the car lanes. Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is that sometimes you can't ride a bike in the bike lane. Now, sometimes yes, but remember that riding a bike in the bike lane is not mandatory. It's not against the law to not be in the bike lane, because remember, we are traffic, and that's what you have to remember. Yeah, I know. Well, see, this is the other problem with how the media depicts stuff, is they depict it as, well, first of all, it's a false narrative that bicycles are clearly causing all this traffic here. But the other thing is that we're taking away from something. We're taking away from people, when in reality what we're doing is we're making the street usable for everyone, for pedestrians, for cyclists, and for motorists. And in the end, it's all about pushing people through. It's all about getting people through. And you know, the problem is in 1948, 1949, there was a manual. It was called the Better Roads Manual, and it was put together by Ford and General Motors. And cities like New York just adopted all these crazy plans. And I could show you something right now that is from that manual. Exactly. You're loyal to the Netherlands. We got to share the road. Yeah, I know. Don't get me started, Boozy. But look, I'm going to show you something from the Better Roads Manual from 1949. So we have here this corner here, and you see how there is a piece of steel right here. Well, this is part of the manual here. So the steel serves 2 functions. First, if a car were to bump into it, the wheel will right itself and the car would bounce off of this by just the wheel friction and whatnot. But also, the concrete will last longer because, you know, people can't drive straight and they crash onto stuff. So this was one of the first recommendations that came out from the Better Roads Manual. But unfortunately, because of the Better Roads Manual, we kind of went all in on cars. And in a city like New York with tight streets like this and a grid pattern, it's not exactly the best way to move people. One of your sister's friends was killed while riding a bike in New York City about 10 years ago. That's horrible. Well, no, 10 years ago, the bike lanes were just coming out, but they're not like as out everywhere as they are today. And I have 2. I have 2 on my tour. Ugh, fuck these people. All right, I gotta go to work. Everyone, Have a great New York day, whether you live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish the moments. And good afternoon, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are, something tells me there's only going to be 2 fucking people on this ride. Fuck. Don't they know? Don't they know? All right, guys. See you later.